Hi again, Gregg, the News Tribune. It's 3:30 in the morning in Maryland. You know where your Seahawks season is. It's long gone. Oh, sure, after the game they said there's still 6 games to play. And yes, mathematically, if they win 6 in a row to close out the season, they would be 9-8. But for the first time this year after the game, Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson talked about 2 things you don't normally say unless the season's over. Carroll said we are, quote, playing for the pride of it the rest of the year, starting with Sunday against San Francisco at Lumen Field. And Russell Wilson mentioned that they're playing because they have obligation to as professionals. Jamal Adams said the same thing, that they're professional players and they're going to play throughout the rest of the season. You've seen this season, you've seen this team all year long. You and I and they don't even believe they're going to go 6-0 with how they're performing, especially on offense. The defense did its job again tonight. 3 stops on 3 consecutive drives of 3rd and 1 when Washington was content to keep punting the ball back to Seattle, knowing the Seahawks couldn't move the ball consistently. The Seahawks, Russell Wilson went 5 consecutive drives, 3 and out, from the middle of the second quarter to the last drive of the game. 2 minutes left. 25 total yards in those 5 drives. The 6th drive was a punt after 4 plays and 1 quick first down. Malfunctioning on 3rd downs continued. 2 for their first 10 on 3rd downs. Russell Wilson not even close on some throws to Gerald Everett, way over his head in the first half, way wide of him later on in that first half. In the 3rd quarter, Russell Wilson pressured, threw on 3rd down to Tyler Lockett, threw inside. Lockett ran outside. Not on same pages with receivers. Throws to open receivers he's just plain missing on. After the game, Gerald Everett, the tight end, we caught up to him outside the locker room and asked him, "What's Wilson look like to you?" And Everett said, "Look, he's getting pressured and everyone's coming at him from everywhere. Everyone in the league knows we have pass protection issues." And that's Everett's nailing the team in a nutshell. Once again, the running game non-existent. Once again, they didn't run consistently. Alex Collins a non-factor. They tried DJ Dallas more running, but it was an inconsistent running game at best. Another dozen rushes while they were throwing it 30-plus times. 4 targets for DK Metcalf, none of which came until deep into the second half. 1 catch for 13 yards. The only catch for their 1,300-yard Pro Bowl receiver last year was on the final drive of the game on 3rd down. The only time Russell Wilson looked functioning in the entire game. After game, Wilson said, "Yeah, we got to get the ball more to DK Metcalf. He's one of the best football players in the world." And then he put something on Shane Waldron, the first-year play caller, when he said, "Maybe we need to move Metcalf around more. That's something we need to look at." Doesn't matter now, though. They're 3-8. First time Russell Wilson's life he's been 3-8. First time Pete Carroll has been 3-8 as a Seattle Seahawks coach when he took over in 2010. Yes, that's right. His first team, 2010, when he overhauled the roster with 200-plus moves, was not 3-8. The offense is subverting the entire season, has subverted it to the point that they are basically eliminated. Not mathematically, but practically. So where do they go from here? Well, for the first time, unthinkably, the formerly unthinkable question, would you bench Russell Wilson, came up after the game. Carroll was asked, will you continue to roll with Wilson starting against San Francisco on Sunday and beyond? The implication being, well, will you bench him and bring in Geno Smith, who won 1 of 3 starts, the only win Seattle has since October 3rd, 1 of 3 starts when Wilson was out last month. And Carroll said, yeah, Wilson's going to continue playing. He needs to make plays. He needs to be better. I need to be better. We all need to be better. The very fact that Carroll didn't just dismiss that question out of hand shows you where the Seahawks team is right now. Wilson talked at length of his issues. He said it is not his finger. He said it is not his offensive line. He said it's not the O-line. It's on me. It starts with me. After the game in the locker room, Wilson stood up in front of his team and was very accountable, according to Pete Carroll and other players, saying that it is on him. The struggles were on him. But he has many accomplices, of course. We've seen that all year long. This is uncharted territory now. The final 5-6 games of the season, a December that has nothing to play for Seattle right now. The season turned tonight. Another winnable game they lost, and now 3-8 with 6-5 hot San Francisco coming in on Sunday. All my coverage of this sordid mess is on thenewstribune.com, on Twitter at gbellseattle. Thank you for watching if you are at 12:30 Pacific time on Tuesday, or wherever you are, whenever you are. Take care.